In the first edition of books from my other library at my parents' house, let's do a bunch of chapter books that meant a lot to me when I was a kid. This is The Island of the Blue Dolphins. This is a beautiful story. It's really entrancing, especially for any young people into the ocean. Of course, The Outsiders. Of course, Bridge to Terabithia, one of the most important books of kids of my generation for sure. A piece of magic realism that is just wonderful for sparking imagination and imaginal worlds. Then this one, Gary Paulson was a big author when I was a kid. This is his book Hatchet, about a kid who gets in a airplane crash in a remote in Alaska, I think, and he takes care of himself. And there's a whole. This is Gary Paulson's angle, and it's a really good one for a young person who likes the outdoors. The other one like that is A Sign of the Beaver. It's about a young boy making friends with a white boy making friends with a Native American boy. I remember enjoying that one very much. The Witch of Blackbird Pond, of course, is a classic. For a reason, a lot of these are Newbery Award winners. Actually, one of the first weird things I did was read every Newbery Award winner in my school's library, and it was a fascinating experience. Another one of those was Maniac McGee. This is certainly one of the most important books of my childhood. It's just this young kid doing exactly what he wants in this town. You notice he's walking that white line? He's actually walking the color line in his town, between the white town and the black town, and he manages to bridge it in his way, being an outsider. Really a magnificent book. Of course, Charlotte's Web. There's a reason it's so famous. It really is a wonderful piece of work, and E.B. White is a wonderful guy. If you like E.B. White, look up his essays. He has so many great essays and thoughts. I think oftentimes children's book authors have so much more to say than they put into those books, and that's why they can write such great books for kids. Moss Flower, one of the Redwall Abbey books. If you like books where it's all animals living in little societies, this is about Redwall Abbey, which is run by a bunch of very nice mice, and the badgers are the giant guardian type figures, and then all the rats and stoats are the bad guys, and it's a whole long series of books, and they're just wonderful. I just pounded through these over and over again when I was a kid. The Trumpeter of Krakow is another really interesting Newbery Award winner, for a famous story about from Krakow. Another author that's worth checking out is this Jim Ketchegard, Wild Trek. It's kind of a Jack London of the modern day. It's a lot of dog books. And we have time for one more book. Well, let's go with Tom Sawyer Abroad, another Mark Twain book that's really good. So there's some chapter books that you might like to enjoy for your kids or for yourself.